Whoopsie! Uh-oh!
Dude, that's not even embarrassing. Imagine being that funny.
I know.
Having that much game, dude.
Yeah, but this first comment, one of these comments kind of nails what I was thinking. Okay, but imagine actually dying laughing at a dab joke.
Okay, yeah, but I'm thinking about the joke. So he's like, what's one letter away from
it
sad?
doesn't
It's
work.
dab. He dabs, then stares at her. 2 tears come down.
That's actually pretty funny.
That's wild.
There's a meme that is one of my favorite memes from like back in 2015, where a guy's, it's a cartoon of him dabbing, and then it cuts to a close-up of his face, and he's just sobbing, crying underneath it.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh so hard. I guess like it adds to the joke that it's not 1 letter off, you know, like that's 2 letters off, but.
It's like such a long.
I had that thought. No, this is
Sad
embarrassing. No, this is
Or I guess if
embarrassing.
you swap the D, but.
Because, dude, when you said it and you said 1 letter off, I went through the thought process silently. I was like, is that 1 letter off? And I reached the conclusion that it was.
It is, okay, it is
and
technically.
I reached the conclusion.
It is technically 1 letter off, but you have to swap letters. It's a lot of work to do mentally.
Dude, I just was like, yeah, dab ends in a D.
You're like, does it? It does.
Someone said, my sister-in-law had to ban a game I used to play with her daughter because it made both of us laugh so hard we both had asthma attacks. Shame.
Whoa, that must be really scary, like having asthma and it like laugh.
That's actually true. You just can't laugh anymore.
That's really freaky.
That's awful. Have you ever laughed so hard that where you like can't breathe? Like where it actually goes from laughter to like a little bit of fear?
Yeah.
I don't have asthma, so I don't have that.
I don't think I have fear, but yeah.
I one time nearly laughed so hard that I remember like kind of hyperventilating. Like where I was like I gotta stop laughing.
I mean, your laughter like, ah!
It was bad. It was rough. It was forever ago, and it was something. It didn't even make sense. Like I don't know what the joke even was, but it was something Damien said. Like it was me and some friends, and Damien was there, and it was like one of those where like a couple jokes are said and people keep one-upping it in a great way, and then Damien said something weird, and I lost it.
Oh.
And I remember just like crying, and then like reaching a point where I was like. Like I was like trying to breathe.
That's so funny.
It was so funny.
I've laughed so hard I get the hiccups, and I hate that.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
I'll get chest pain. If I laugh too
Wow.
much, I will literally I'll start not being able to
Whoa.
breathe and get chest pain. And it's happened, I think, quite a bit. Maybe I'm just easy to impress.
you just laugh a
but
lot.
I like to laugh.
Wow.
Joyous boy.
There's an update. Little update here.
God, she died.
I went back and I said I dabbed again. I killed her.
She was on the stretcher, and I went, you know what? This is super sad.
Hey, y'all remember me? Yesterday, I made a post about when I almost killed a girl by making them laugh so hard it caused an asthma flare-up. Well, thanks to the incredible support of the Reddit community, I got hundreds of private messages urging me to go for it. Y'all be crazy, LOL. I asked her out, and guess what? After promising it most likely would not result in another hospital trip, she said yes. We're going out this Friday for dinner. I know some people warned me about dating people at work, but honestly, after what happened, I think I'm kind of obligated by the universe to go for it. Thanks for giving me the support to do it, guys. I was going to flake out. So remember, ladies and gents, if you ever have a crush on them, fucking dab on them. If it works with the haters, it'll work with the lovers.
Okay.
Okay,
I don't want our people to hear that.
Nothing. You know what? I like this guy. Nothing about this I thought was embarrassing until that last line. No, now I'm embarrassed.
This is really sweet, though. What a
No,
meet cute.
I know. That's
Yeah.
really sweet.
It's very sweet.
No, it sounds like she really liked him from the start. If she's laughing that hard at jokes he's saying and stuff,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but that's awesome.
Before their date, he should know where her inhaler is in her bag.
Yeah.
'Cause he's
Anytime
gonna-
he should warn her when he's about to dab.
Yeah.
He should keep it in a holster and be like, you ready? I got a heater.
And then if he pulls it out and he dabs while handing it to her,
Dead on sight.
extra move. All right. Next story. Today I f***ed up by misinterpreting the CEO's arm gesture in a job interview and then locking arms with him as if we were best friends forever.
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
That's awesome.
Do they do like a drawing? How is it? Is it like a arm hold?
I think it's like this. And he was like, oh, sorry.
And then the CEO's like, you're now the CFO. That's how it works.
Like maybe his arm was out and he was like, oh. And then
And then they started skipping. And then they went to Oz. Obligatory, this happened yesterday. The memory still makes me cringe and cry. I had a job interview with the CEO in person despite COVID. I was super nervous as usual. This also is in 2021, so, you know. I was super nervous as usual, maybe even more than usual because I really wanted this job. I tried to calm myself down, but by the time the interview showed up, I could literally feel my heartbeat in my throat. He, 50-ish male, walked down the stairs towards me in his nice suit, but stopped halfway down. I figured the interview would take place upstairs, so I got up to meet him. And as I was walking up the stairs towards him, he put his arm out and his elbow out, and my brain just sort of went, error. I suppose it could have only meant two things. It could have meant, please take my arm, milady, so I can escort you to the room as if we're strolling down the promenade together, or please give me an elbow bump since we can't shake hands, which is really not an uncommon gesture at all in the Netherlands, where I guess this takes place. So what did I do? Yes, I went with option A, and I eagerly locked arms with this strange man that I'd never met before in my life, as if saying, yes, good sir, let's go for that stroll.
That's awesome.
And then we just stood there, arm in arm, halfway up the stairs, sheepishly staring at each other. I wanted the earth to swallow me whole. I just didn't know what to do next, and I don't think he'd fully understood what had happened. So neither of us moved. When he'd finally gathered his senses, he said, I meant to give you an elbow bump, after which I quickly put as much distance between us as I could and mumbled, right, yes, that makes much more sense. Because it did, let's face it. And then we had the interview. Oh, man.
I'm obsessed with this. I feel like I want to feel it. So he's like, we'll do the interview up here. Could you imagine?
But I like he was walking down the stairs and she was walking up, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a this.
He's like, we'll do the interview up here.
Swings around. She had to do a full swing.
And then how do you like untie it when you find
it's a lot
out
of
what
work.
you did?
It's a lot of work. This actually does remind me, probably the most the most occurring embarrassment in my life is that I am just horrendous when it comes to any sort of handshake greetings. Unless it's a standard handshake or like you're going in for a hug. Any other variation,
Yeah.
I always fuck up. I always fuck it up. I've never
handshake?
of just like any handshake like beyond like that's just not the traditional just handshake. You know, when I see a friend and whenever their hand is going like this, my brain starts to like a million numbers and things. It's just like, where is this gonna go? And I always fuck it up. I never know what combination it's gonna be, and it always ends in a hug. I just often just am like, yeah, get it.
Yeah.
Because that's all I know.
You just got to call it out way early. You see someone coming in, I always just arms low and I go, come on, bring it in.
Nice.
And that's it. I just
There you go.
eliminate the freaking any chance of me fucking up.
Oof.
Yeah, some comments. If I was the interviewer and this happened to me, I'd be so disoriented, I'd automatically pass the candidate to the next round. Someone said, I broke down crying in an interview once and I still got the job. Interviews are weird sometimes.
Yeah, he's definitely memorable. Or this person's memorable.
Yeah. I've never really had standard job interviews. I've only had auditions.
Which a lot of funny, embarrassing stuff happens during those too.
Yeah, but people do that shit on purpose.
Yes,
because they're like, I need to be. Because when you get into this industry, you hear all those fucking stories. Did you ever hear like the Danny DeVito Taxi audition story? No. That like, and I just don't know if I believe this shit or I'm like, if it was real, I'm like, cool. That happened in the 70s, where like. Danny DeVito, when he auditioned for the sitcom Taxi, where he's playing like the manager of this taxi business who's an asshole. The character's like this monstrous asshole. He showed up to the audition, walks into the room, and just yells at them about how bad the script is, and then slams the door behind him and leaves. And then after a couple seconds, he opens the door back up and he's like, is that what you guys are like looking for? And they like loved it, you know? But now you have tons of actors who hear that shit and
shouldn't hear that
crazy shit at auditions. Like every cast director I've talked to has been like, yeah, this guy brought a fucking gun. Oh. Because it was just like the role had a gun in the scene, so they brought a fucking either a prop gun or I don't know. But they do things where they're like, I got to set myself apart from the rest of the crowd.
Yes.
I got to do something crazy.
Yes.
Like,
I remember in college they were like, it was like a musical theater class, and they were like, wear a bright leotard. They'll remember it. If it's weird, if it's a weird leotard, they'll remember it. And then I remember like seeing like an audition. There's just bunch of girls in weird shit.